The following is a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.
Of the high school football regular season. TV2 Sports live tonight at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium, where 2-2 Freedom gets ready to play host to 0-4 Allen. Good evening and welcome to Lehigh Valley Conference Football. Mike Zambelli joined by Jim Wills. Regina Potocny will be along in just a moment. Indeed, we are talking midpoint of the regular season, as after tonight we will move into the second half of the regular season. We take a look at Allen here tonight under first-year head coach Andy Poloni. He is 0-4 on the year, and Jim, really, where do you begin? There's a lot that needs to be reconstructed there at Allen. He, of course, offensively has scored just 2 touchdowns on the season and really struggled to even be in football games. Menson Martin is one of the guys that we'll get a look at tonight, but this is a program that needs some work, and he starts at the bottom, and they'll try and be competitive here this evening, but they really have an uphill battle.
Yeah, they do, Mike, and I think every week is just going to have to be with inches and not with feet because it's just a big battle to overcome. But Menson Martin has been one of the bright spots for Allen. He scored one of the touchdowns they do have this year and has been doing a good job from that offensive backfield. So when Andy Poloni looks for some positives, it's Menson Martin.
Well, for Jason Roeder, coming off a tough-to-take loss in the last couple of minutes against Central Catholic on Saturday, he's anxious to see what his team's all about. A lot of folks talking about this is a better Freedom team, and we'll find out from this point on if the attitude is better and if they are better. We know about the quarterback situation, but Isaiah Wright rushed for over 100 in a losing effort against the Vikings.
Yeah, he did a nice job, and that's what Coach Roeder's been looking for that rushing game to start clicking in. They have the good passing game also all through the whole season. They've had a lot of great success with the passing game, but the rushing game was a question, and Isaiah Wright came through last week with over 100 yards. So he's going to be a bright spot here for Coach Roeder tonight. And what the Patriots have found out, Mike, is that the whole league has gotten better, and that's the problem. They've improved, but so has the league.
Well, if the Patriots are to be one of the special teams to qualify for the upcoming playoffs, they're going to need a win here tonight and going to need to get on a roll. Should be a good football game tonight. Glad you could join us. Regina will be along once we return, and then your opening kickoff. Stay with us.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you, the name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority, and only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown.
Been thinking about a new Accord? Get to Phillipsburg Easton Honda's Accord Race to the Record. We are out to finish #1, and here's how. With our best price guarantee. Prove it? Oh, yeah. Drive an Accord for only $169 a month. We make it easy to afford an Accord. We'll save you up to $4,000 off Accord MSRP and pay top dollar for your trade. Phillipsburg Easton Honda is putting the pedal to the metal on Accord pricing, and you're still sitting there? Get to Phillipsburg Easton Honda. The Accord race is on, and you're the winner.
Since the overhead door company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
You gotta give 110%. Leave it all out there. Work as hard as you can.
Now in his 4th season with Schuylkill Valley Sports, Ryan exemplifies the true meaning of preparation, proving that the right equipment and apparel from the right store makes you a game day hero.
Are you ready to give everything you got?
Yeah! Get ready for back to school in the fall sports season with all the top brands with Schuylkill Valley Sports' amazing selection of licensed product. Ryan's getting ready. Are you?
Time now for our opening kickoff, sponsored by Kleckner & Sons Appliances, the leader in sales and service for over 62 years. If a touchdown scored during this kickoff, a name will be drawn, and the winner will receive a $150 gift certificate to Kleckner & Sons Appliances. For your chance to win, visit Kleckner & Sons Appliances in Whitehall or Emmaus. No purchase is necessary. A Sordo's kick is a pooch kick, fielded by one of the up players. That's number 11, Michael Muzica. And Muzica is brought down inside Allen territory at the 37-yard line. First in defensively, Chris Jackson, number 24. He is a reserve defensive back wide receiver. Regina Potocny with us tonight, and little rain this afternoon, and it's cooled things off a little bit, Regina.
It has cooled things off a little bit. It's actually the first fall that we're seeing football weather here tonight, but here at Frank Benko Field, talk about freedom. Jason Roeder, his program's 2-2 right now. They had a very good week of practice, got back to fundamentals. He said, we just have to play our positions better tonight. It was a very hard loss. Our kids are hanging in there, but we want to do our things well tonight, play our positions, do the fundamentals that we worked on all week, and hopefully we'll get back on the winning track.
His offense has the first look. Here's Joe Weaver on the reverse, and lots of running room. Still on his feet inside the 5 is Will Valecki. Valecki, the starting wide receiver, and he carries it deep inside the 5-yard line, finally brought down by Ray Gonzalez.
Very good play call there by Coach Roeder and his offensive staff. Go right at him very early, go wide, and they give you that reverse play with Valecki for a big gain. You're going to see it here. Fakes the ball inside. Weaver tosses it back to Valecki. Valecki does an excellent job of running downfield, getting himself in great position down inside the 10-yard line.
Weaver decides to keep it on the ground, goes to right. Actually, that is Serrano on the carry. And he ran into a wall in the middle of that defense, led by number 32, Shamor Mickle. Also part of the tackle was Nate Edwards, number 60.
But it's going to be a very early test here for Allen. You know, this red zone is very, very comfortable for Freedom. They've done a great job this year in the red zone.
Spread formation, Weaver to throw. Quickly into the end zone, touchdown, Freedom. That is number 14 on the reception. That is Mike Zanoni, the tight end.
Very good job of going and taking his time. Weaver stepping back quickly. You're going to see it, 1, 2, 3 step drop, and just lays that ball out to number 14, Mike Zanoni, the tight end, the 6'2" senior, does a good job of cradling the football.
Zanoni's third catch of the year, his first touchdown. On for the point after is Jeff Schaefer. And the Patriots, if Jason Roeder wanted to learn a little something about his team, he has to be pleased with the start in this contest.
Oh, no question about it, Mike. You see the good blocking up front. Just one-on-one coverage there on the outside. Justin Quayle on Mike Zanoni, and Zanoni makes a nice move.
Well, Weaver's had an outstanding year. He started out the season 7 for 12 in their first win against CB West, where he threw for 4 touchdowns and 311 yards. A couple of weeks ago against Parkland in a losing effort, 13 for 31 for 152 yards, and last week against Central, 7 for 16, 152. Andrew Stein.
Got the football in his hand there. Coach Stellato won't be too happy to see that.
That thing,
that's scaring him.
That's tough
right
to
there.
dribble, that thing, isn't it?
Very scary. As you see, the Patriots, 3 plays, 37 yards, minute and 15 seconds. 3-yard pass, Weaver to Zanoni for the Patriots touchdown.
Called last week's loss to Central one of the most difficult ones in his entire career, whether as a coach or as a player. He said it's one I will not forget for a while, but he really needed to get playing, and he needed to get back onto the field with his team. He's looking for some specific things this evening from his football team. No freedom on the kick and good coverage. Let's go down and visit with Regina.
Alan, first-year head coach Andy Poloni shared with me this week, it might not show on the scoreboard or in the record books, but we are getting better as a football team. Obviously, they just gave up that first touchdown on Freedom's first offensive drive, but he said we're starting to understand the game of football. More importantly, what it takes to play in this LVC. We know every week is a challenge, and with a team that's in the rebuilding process, it is even more of a challenge. So Andy Poloni's happy with where his team is, not how it's planned, but things are going well.
Yeah, he said it's been a tough go. Justin Quay will get the start at quarterback, number 22. He's been a wide receiver and a starting defensive back. They had some problems, and the starting quarterback not there. So it's going to be Justin Quay. He's a 5'10", 170-pound junior who will be up under center for the Canaries.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Pat Petrone joined by Mark Egger, Tom Hucken, Mike Lucas Sr., and Bob Suchak, your officiating crew for tonight's football game. Safe to say, Jim, that's not a very happy head coach right now. It's been a long week for Jason Roeder.
Yeah, it has been, and you just don't get over those losses that they had that took place last Saturday very easily, and that's just one that they had sort of in the bag, and they let it get away, and Central Catholic, give them credit. They're the ones that marched down the field and scored and caused that man a lot of headaches this week.
Quay operating from the shotgun, hands to his running back. That is Menson Martin. Martin, one of the captains of the team. Shamar Mickle also back there, the fullback, also a captain. But nowhere to run. Brought down Anthony Carter in on the stop, along with number 64, Robert Bryson III.
We also see Dave Harvey in there on that stop too as well, Mike, and good job by all the Patriots on that defensive stop.
Andy Poloni Sr. did give me a good report on his son, Andy Jr. We'll get that out before the night is. Of course, he is quarterback for Whitehall, who suffered a knee injury, and they're hoping he's fitted with a brace. There might be some more football for him to play before the year is over. Quay flushed out of the pocket and lost the football, but it looked like the Canaries first on it. And it was a heads-up play by number 54, Billy Haslett. Haslett, a 6'4", 220-pound junior on the recovery.
Well, here you can see Quay gets flushed out of the pocket very, very early. He's going to have to run for his life, but then just has the ball stripped by one of the Patriots there. It looked like number 14, Mike Zanoni, again, that had his hand in there.
Was Zanoni, who just scored the touchdown. Andy Poloni, a graduate of Allen High School, 3-year letter winner. Passed for over 1,000 yards his senior year, and that was 1976. Quay's pass is complete. This will be good for an Allen first down. David Gibbs on the reception. Tyree Pompey in on the stop for Freedom.
Well, here you're going to see Gibbs on the outside, along with number 13, Andrew Jones. They crisscross, and Gibbs comes to the inside. Nice job by the Canaries.
First down of the football game. Just 2 touchdowns on the season. Got 6 against Upper Perk in a losing effort, and then 2 weeks ago against Easton in a 34-6 setback did find the end zone. Quay on the design keeper, and the junior quarterback a nice job to gain 4, maybe 5 yards. You know, one of the things, Jim, and when you talk about simplicity and taking, you mentioned inches instead of feet, simple things, and it limits you what you can do offensively, obviously, as we saw the quarterback keeper, and remind our viewers, the quarter being presented by Kleckner's Appliances with 2 locations to serve you, one in Whitehall, one in Emmaus. But it limits, my point being, it limits your offense.
And it increases the the defensive coordinator's knowledge of what you can do. So you're fighting two battles there at one time. Your offense struggles a little bit because you are limited. The defense knows pretty much what you're going to do, so it really plays into their hands as well.
Quay's pass intended for Vic Cuesta. Cuesta, 5'11", 225-pound senior.
He's trying to run a quick out here this time, and just doesn't happen for Cuesta because of the fact that the ball goes right through his hands. It's going to cause a third down here for Allen and 5.
Andy Poloni, also a member when Rich Snizak was head coach at Allen. He was a member of that coaching staff and when they won the 92 District 11 championship. Third down, 5. First possession of the game for Allen. They trail 7-0. Quay, little time to survey, and now slips some tackles, gets by another one. He's to the 40. Quay horse-collared, but not before picking up the 5, plus about 10 more. He has another Canary first down.
Great job of running there by the junior, Justin Quay, as he gets to the outside. Once again, goes to damage control out of the pocket. You see all the blocking breaks down. He has to get out of the pocket, flushed out by the Pates, but then does a nice job of pushing it upfield. And now, Mike, what's amazing is that tackle is illegal in the NFL. That's the Terrell Owens rule that they put in a couple years ago, that horse collar tackle.
Mike Mazika on the stop. 1st and 10, running play will be limited by Todd Micah. Micah, number 42, the starting inside linebacker for the Pates. One of the things, as you look at Jason Roeder on that scramble by Quay, one of the things that really hurt the Pates in last week's loss against Central, when they had coverage downfield, the quarterback being able to slip out of that pocket and run for extra yards. Vikings, Kashulik was able to pick up a couple of first downs in 4th down scenarios.
That time a good tackle by Isaiah Wright there at the line of scrimmage. Just does a real good, see him come up from this corner position, just straddle and just go for the nice wrap and gets the tackle on the play.
David Gibbs on the carry. He's actually listed as their second team tailback to Menson Martin, 5'8", 160-pound junior. Quay not getting the start defensively. They wanted to have him concentrate on quarterback. Not much to do there as he is wrestled down by Mike Mazika with a sack.
Oh, Mazika coming off that corner there. That's the key. The junior linebacker coming off that corner on the blitz. Coach Roeder calling that blitz. As you see him in there, he is in there immediately right off that corner. It's a 2-on-1 for the Allen offensive line to handle, and you can't handle 2 people with only 1 blocker, and that's what happens when you come off that corner.
First sack of the year for Mazika. That is the 6th this season, registered by the Pates. That is a heck of a job by the punter, Dylan Van Spage. There's a one-hopper back there. He did a nice job of fielding that and getting it downfield.
Van Spage punt, covered by David. 1st and 10, Freedom.
Gorgeous night here tonight. That system that moved through this afternoon, taking a little bit of the sting out of that heat wave that we had here. Felt more like the middle of August throughout most of this week. 1st and 10, Patriots. Their second possession of the game, right on the carry, wrapped up by Nelson Torres, number 50.
Torres, 6'2", 220-pound senior, man in the middle of that defensive line. Torres played a lot last year as well. It's one of the experienced people up front for Andy Poloni.
6'2", 200-pound senior. 24 seniors on the Canary roster this year, which currently has 63 players on it. Weaver looking quickly to throw and does successfully to Will Valecki. Close to a first down.
Valecki, one of his favorite receivers on the season, came in here with 13 catches on the season. Gives him another one here tonight.
Valecki has actually taken over the team lead in receiving. He has one more than Colin Freitas to this point of the year, 13 and 12. But those are the two go-to guys that quarterback Joe Weaver will be looking to. It is enough for a first down. Whistle and a couple of flags out.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You see Mike Scully on the sidelines with the headphone, talking to his quarterback, Weaver, sending that play into the huddle. Scully, a veteran of many of the high school programs around here, Whitehall, Liberty, Deeruff, is on Jason Brader's staff at Deeruff.
Good football coach, good football coach, no doubt about it. 1st and 15, Pates. Isaiah Wright, the deep back. That play didn't go off as planned. And here's the areas that Jason Roeder is very, I don't want to use the word disgusted, but at this point of the year right now, everybody was not on the same page. And he shared with us, Jim, that they're going to really dissect his film in terms of, playing with that kind of intensity. Let's visit with Regina.
We talk more about Jason Roeder and what he's feeling about his football team right now. He told me we have to be more consistent. He's very concerned with the inconsistency, whether it's on offense, defense, special teams. So he wants to come out and make sure these guys are consistent and get their jobs done. As we're seeing, there are some mess-ups here in the first quarter.
Well, and it goes on as that play limited to maybe a yard. It goes beyond, the blocking and tackling. It's assignment football as well. Once going to take a good hard look at splits and just general assignments that are part of playing every down, which, as we've discussed, Jim, is very important this year. There's some good football teams, and the little things can cost you wins this year in the Lehigh Valley Conference.
Well, if you want to look at successful teams, look at Central Catholic, Mike. They play every down, and that's one of the reasons why they came out with that victory last week against Freedom. Every single down they've played strategically all year long.
3rd and long, Weaver has a man. It's Yusef Reddick. Reddick in a foot race, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Freedom.
Great job by Reddick getting in the back of Ronaldo Gonzalez. And Gonzalez and him in a foot race to the end zone. And Reddick wins that as he scores the second Patriot touchdown of the evening. Weaver with great blocking, great protection, just loops that ball where he needs to put it. Right over the head of number 11, Ronaldo Gonzalez, into the hands of Reddick for the touchdown.
4th catch of the year for Yusef Reddick. He had 2 last week against Central, totaling 22 yards. It is his 2nd touchdown of the year. And Jim, we've seen them both. He had the first one against Deeruff and this one now against Allen. 14-0 Freedom after the extra point by Jeff Schaefer.
Well, good execution there by everybody on the Freedom Patriot line. Good blocking. We're going to talk about it again. You see the offensive line gives him great protection. He just slips by 2 defenders. It was right by the linebacker. The safety caught, a little bit of a cheat to the other side of the field. Does a nice job of finding that open space and then the foot race to the end zone for the touchdown. Credit Weaver as well, Mike. That was a very, very nice pass.
Schaefer now 17 extra points on the season. He has also kicked the field goal for the Pates.
You see it, 6 plays, 60 yards, 2:45 on the clock, 60-yard TD pass, Weaver to Reddick to finish the deal to give the Patriots their 2nd touchdown of the first quarter.
Freedom opened the year beating CB West 35-7, down Deeruff 48-0. Lost an award to Parkland 20-3, just couldn't generate enough offense to get into the end zone. Didn't play terribly bad, and I made Parkland one of the top teams rankler-wise in the state. Last week's the one, Central Catholic 31-28, their 2nd consecutive loss this year. Canaries on the return, that is David Gibbs, and Gibbs a good effort, gets it across the 30. Quarterback Joe Weaver off to a good start. He's 3 for 3, 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. Thank you, Mr. Ware.
Well, we kind of expected coming in here tonight that Weaver would have his way with the secondary of Allen, and so far that has proven true. He's done a nice job And the thing that you want to look for with Weaver, you want to make sure that his confidence wasn't shaken last week after that game. Really didn't do as much damage to teams like he did during the first couple games of the year. Threw for over 100 yards, but he was used to throwing for 300. So, we can see that Weaver is right back into that great form he had the first couple games.
Quay operates from the shotgun, looks left and goes that way. 3 Patriots in the vicinity, pass intended for Cuesta, and he was able to make the catch. Good for a 6-yard gain. Deshaun Serrano from his cornerback position to make the stop.
Now there you see number 22, Justin Quay, coming in and out of the huddle, getting the plays called from the sidelines. Not a true quarterback, Mike. We've talked to Coach Poloni about that before the game, and he's doing an excellent job, I think, so far, nailing this offense. Pressed into service with the absence of a true quarterback. He's doing a nice job there for the Canaries.
Keegan Allen, 6'3", 180-pound junior, their normal starter, out for tonight's game. And Quay's pass is complete near side to Luciano Martinez. Correct myself, that's number 13, Andrew Jones, starting wide receiver.
You see, nice job with the center, quarterback exchange, and then a nice rollout by Quay to the side. Good job by Jones, keeping himself there in bounds, getting a couple more yards.
Nice job of blocking by those down linemen for the Canaries. Saw number 72, Nick Klein, two-way starter, 6'3", 260-pound senior. Canaries keep it on the ground. Martin on the carry.
Zika there checking his wristband to see what defense Coach Roeder wants to call.
Zach Grube into the ball game, number 53, made the stop for the Pates. Shamar Mickle in the backfield with Quay. Boy, there's somebody else back there now. Dave Harvey, second sack of the game for the Pates.
Well, Harvey looked like he shot out of a cannon right there. He came in there so fast. That play had no chance to develop.
Now, those are one of the deals. Clearly there, Jim, you could see it, a missed assignment. And those are the areas that it makes it difficult to try and win football games and sustain things offensively.
Yeah, when you get breakdowns like that, that just, is something that is very, very painful to watch, I'm sure, on film on Mondays for Coach Poloni and his staff, and you just, you get so frustrated with that.
That was Harvey's team-leading third sack of the season. We've played one. Freedom leading Allen 14-0.
I'm Ryan Howard, and I'm hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball.
See Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park.
What does it do to the likes of a mud hen? It's pretty much stomp it into the ground. For breakfast, I have to have bacon.
The excitement begins April 2008. Full season and 18-game plans on sale now.
I'm Chase Utley, and I'm hog wild about Iron Pig Baseball.
Reserve your seats now at ironpigsbaseball.com or call 610-435-3001. Tonight's R&J Carpet Connection trivia question. Name the 2 Allen graduates who are the proud owner of Super Bowl championship rings. 2 Allen graduates, Super Bowl champions. Your answer, Larry Seipel. He has a couple of them, 73 and 74 with the Miami Dolphins. And, of course, Nate Hobgood-Chittick, who won a title while playing for Dick Vermeil and the St. Louis Rams in the year 2000. Nate Hobgood-Chittick, of course, also a part of that district championship team we were talking about back in 1992. Good football player.
You know, Allen with a great tradition. You know, the Wolf brothers went there as well. You know, a lot of the good people that came out of there. Joe Wolf, a first-round draft pick of the Phoenix Cardinals. Mike Wolf, now the strength coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. So a lot of talented guys have spent their way through there and put some NFL time in, and those two guys came away with the biggest hardware of them all, Super Bowl rings.
Well, as we're going to get a timeout here, Jim will stay on that subject.
Timeout. Allen, it's your first of the half.
They only had 9 players on the field. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 players. I mean, it's one thing to be short of guys. This timeout being brought to you by ABE Doors and Windows, proud sponsors of high school football here on 2 Sports. Jim, let's stay with this topic. I mean, you can't ignore it that Diroff and Allen, I mean, if you combined them at this point, I don't know, how solid a football team you would come up with. And, it's frustrating for Keith Brader and, for Andy Poloni here. And, what is the answer? How hard do you need to work? And the players are working hard. You talk to either coaches, but, when you say starting at the beginning, Allen and Diroff right now take that to another level. And you start where players aren't quite sure. I mean, they're so inexperienced, they're not quite sure how to put a uniform on properly, how to go through warm-up drills. I mean, you literally start from the bottom of when you started preseason, you are really actually starting from the beginning.
No, you're so right, Mike, as we see the punt going on up here, caught by number 34, Logan Davis.
Davis on the reception, or the punt reception, and the Allen player was in there a little too early. Thought he made a real good play. Gonzalez was there a hair early.
But back to that point, Mike, I think that, and Coach Poloni talked about a little bit too in the pregame, the middle school program has been reinstated the past couple years. And, it's doing a good job, but I don't think you're going to see the results of that for a while yet, depending on, how people push the kids to get into the middle school program. Once you get that winning feeling down below and it follows up a group.
Interference on the kicking team, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
You're going to take a look at it here, how they had the right intention. Of course, number 11 there, Ronaldo Gonzalez. But, you're in there a little bit too early on that punt return. But back to the other point, I think it's still going to take more time. And it's got to take a commitment to do some things that not, as he said, everybody else is doing the weight room. We're going to have to do other things, and that's learn how to be football players. And that's the thing. You got to go back to ground zero and do that kind of thing.
Well, and I think it goes beyond what we're seeing right here on the field. I mean, looking over across the way at the stands, and there's about 63 players on this team, and I don't know that there's 120 fans over there across the way that are cheering these youngsters on. Here's a big play for the Pates. That's Deshaun Serrano getting the carry, brought down by David Gibbs.
Well, I think another point, as you see a good run there on the outside by Serrano, is the fact that, there's a lot of good athletes on this team for Allen, but the problem is you need 11 on 11. And they talk about Allen basketball, how they do so successful. As you take a look at this run by number 23 here, Deshaun Serrano. The reason they do so good in basketball is they only need 5 guys. And that's another thing. If you said we're going to break out in the basketball game here right now, it'd be very competitive. Because you could get 5 guys to come out there from Allen.
Well, that's what you say now. Andrew Stein seated in that first row. Here's number 21, Isaiah Wright, driven out of bounds at the 1. That run by Serrano is longest of the year. He had 8 carries, 12 yards coming in. That one a 19-yarder. Wright denied a touchdown here by Chris Jackson, number 24.
Here you see the good fake inside to number 33, Patrick Collins, and in the outside maneuvers of Isaiah Wright. Nice job of going down that sideline.
Now, you really have to like a lot of the elements here with this Freedom football team. They have some breakaway capabilities offensively. We've talked about it in past broadcasts. Wright gets a chance here, but he is knocked back by that middle of the Canary defense. Among others in there, number 24, Chris Jackson. David Gibbs, number 5, the free safety filling in as well. Big guys down low, number 59, Matt Kresge. And Shamor Mickle, who is everywhere for this Allen defense, number 32. Pates trying to add to a 14-0 lead. They'll go back to Wright. And this time he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Freedom.
Well, nice job by the right side of the offensive line. Open up that hole. You know, good drive by the Patriots. And as you were saying, Mike, the difference to this group of Freedom athletes from the past couple years is they are more well-balanced. They show you a lot of different things. On that drive, they showed you they could pass the ball, they could run the ball, they could pitch it, they could go inside, they could power you. That's the kind of thing that I think they have this year that they didn't have in the past. They're certainly not one-dimensional, and that's the thing that's going to help them in the rest of the season.
Schaefer on the extra point, now 3 for 3. That touchdown for Wright, his third of the season, all three of them coming in their last couple of weeks. So Freedom.
There you take a look at that good leg drive by Isaiah Wright to get himself into that end zone. Nice job by the right side of the offensive line. You see number 77, Kyle Peters, doing a nice job from his position, opening up that hole for Wright to score the touchdown.
Pates still have an opportunity to put together a very successful season. 4 plays, 47 yards. Right on the touchdown. They're at Al to see Freedom and Northampton next week. And return here to have Easton. That's our feature game that Friday night.
We'll be here for that one.
Yep. Bethlehem Catholic, Nazareth. As a matter of fact, after their trip to Al Field next week, the rest of their games are here. With Easton at home, Becca's always here. Nazareth they host, and of course Liberty they always play here. Schaefer once again to kick. David Gibbs, along with Jamar McLean, and this will be McLean. Correction, that's number 21 back there now, Jeff Rochester. Ivan Encarnacion on the tackle.
Now you take a look at Coach Roeder. Looking at his defensive chart, seeing what he's going to call her this time. Has to be pleased right now at this point of the ball game. You know, it takes, as we said, a while to get over that loss, you know. But, you know, now when you see some execution, you start feeling a lot better about yourself.
He needed to play another game, didn't he? He was really on edge. And, you know, I know you got a chance to talk to him during the week. You know, I emailed him, and, you know, you could just sense. He sent me, starting lineups and never sent. He just sent the note but didn't have the attachment. And you could just see he was a little edgy. And I don't know that that's such a bad thing, Jim. You know, losing when you get to a certain point needs to hurt, you know, for you to get to the next level in terms of, you know, building a program that is going to turn into a championship team.
Well, in his first couple of years here, you know, he's the first one to say that some of the people he had weren't very athletic. This group he has a lot of confidence in, and I think that's the other thing that frustrates him so much too, that this is the group that he had more confidence in going into that game last week, and he kind of knew he had that one, and all they had to do was make some stops on 4th downs, and you got to play 4. You can't play 3 downs, you got to play 4, and that's the thing that really hurt him last week. And I think that, you know, he likes the senior leadership, so that's a nice thing. And, you know, he's just very disappointed as well, I think would be the big thing.
9:48 to go, second quarter. Pates have had their own way, leading 21-0. Quay from the shotgun on 2nd and 10. And he'll have little time, and this is where he has really been a problem. And once again, that continues to be a problem for the Freedom defense.
Mike and Jimmy
on the stop. Go ahead, Regina. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Even being at practice this week, I got to watch the Freedom Patriots for a little bit on Wednesday afternoon. You could just feel this sense of urgency. Coach Roeder was not a happy camper during practice, trying to get his team fired up. Isaiah Wright told me he's a great guy. We love having him around. He's such a spark. He brings excitement to the field. You know, if it's raining, he's the first one to go jump in a mud puddle. So he is the coach that these players want to play for. Coach Roeder told me also that, you know, there is that sense of urgency. His team has this character that they understand what they have to do. He's just hoping that the loss last week will give him enough fire to go out and do it tonight.
Quay handing off to Gibbs. And I don't know, they needed a yard, and I'm not so sure. Dave Harvey, number 61, along with Jermel Lee, number 5. Jermel Lee, their leading tackler on the year, coming in with over 30 of them on the season. And indeed, the Pates did stop the Canaries a yard shy. And it looks like the Allen team will at least line up in a formation here. And attempted on 4th and 1 last week. Of course, Freedom was, well, 0 for 5. They allowed 5 first downs on 4th down attempts by Central. And there was movement on the Canaries. This might change the thinking of the Allen coaching staff.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
It's called growing pains, and they're not a lot of fun to go through when you're in this business.
Yeah, frustrating situation when you're, especially the offensive coordinator, you know, you want to take a shot, you know, you go on 4th and 6 and take a shot and really shoot yourself in the foot is what you end up doing.
Dylan Van Spange on in punt formation, and once again the Canaries without the proper personnel in there. That ball's fumbled, and it's going to cost them a turnover. Allen did not have enough players on the field. A player ran on just as the snap was made, and it will cost the Canaries an opportunity to take here the football in Freedom position. Field on the Freedom side. Ray Gonzalez was the one who wound up with the football.
So they ended up with a fumble over the head of number 34, Logan Davis, which would have been a big break for the Canaries.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 yards, repeat 4th down.
So Van Spange will be moved back to within inside his 10. They'll put Logan Davis at about his own 47-yard line. Davis, the young man who returned the opening kickoff against Deeroff, 92 yards for a touchdown. Pate's putting on the pressure. Kick is out of there. Davis showed good courage coming up the field at football, especially after fumbling it. That was a good effort on his part.
Well, he wanted to make sure that the coaches saw that one because his effort before was not real smart, turning around and letting that football go over the shoulder. So this time he had everything head on.
Well, you can ill afford, if you're Allen, to have plays or sequences like that go against you. Instead of having the football on the fumble at the Freedom, 43-yard line, Freedom has the ball at your 35-yard line. Those are mistakes that you can't afford to make if you're going to be successful. Weaver under center, the offset eye, and Weaver on the bootleg, looking for more, has a man just a little bit too far, intended for Colin Freitas. Freitas had a couple of steps on the defender.
Well, the Patriots are opening up the playbook now. They're going to give you a little bit of everything they have as Weaver sits in that pocket. Nice job with blocking in there, but just throws this one a little too far. He had Freitas wide open on that pattern down the sideline.
Aaron Cruz, a 5'9", 145-pound sophomore. And when you do start to talk about the 10th grade class with Allen, there are some of the players who have played in the middle school program since its start a couple of years ago in Allen. Weaver's pass falls incomplete. He got pretty good pressure there from 75, Kelvin Bamberg.
Also, Nate Edwards in there to help him out. The two people up front did a nice job of busting through that Freedom line. You're going to take a look at it here. You're going to see there's number 60 coming in along with number 75, Kevin Bamberg, as Mike said, doing a good job of penetrating through that line.
3rd down and 10. This would be a big stop for the Allen defense. And they come with a blitz. Weaver trying to buy time and does it beautifully. Look out, here's Reddick. Dragged down on a touchdown-saving tackle by number 2, Shaquan Powell. That was a terrific effort by quarterback Joe Weaver.
That was. They had a great call set up here. As you see, coming out of that Twins formation to the left, you're going to see Reddick come inside, the slip screen inside, And a great saving tackle, as you said, by Powell, or else that's 6 more points for the Pates.
Hey, he had a host of blockers in front. 1st and 10 from just outside the 15. Weaver, and he will go down. Sacked by number 32, Shamar Mickle.
Nice job defensively that time by Allen. They're getting a good push up front, and then Mickle comes in off the blitz, does a nice job of getting to Weaver before he gets chances set up.
Well, Coach Poloni very high on and very complimentary of a Shamar Mickle, who is one of his 4 captains. Shamar Mickle, Menson Martin, Nate Edwards, and Diadel Rodriguez, number 77.
Well, we'd like to send along some get well wishes to Nate Edwards' grandfather, Tilly Martin, who had some problems in the hospital past couple weeks, at home tonight watching him. And can't be prouder, I'm sure, to know that his son or his grandson was named one of the captains here.
Absolutely. Weaver, perfect throw to Freitas. Touchdown, Freedom. Oh, my goodness. It doesn't get much better than that.
That's how they draw it up on the board with the magic marker, that one. You just laid that ball out there perfectly. Take a look at what's going to happen out here. You see great job by the line. He gets enough time to get that ball thrown to his power side, and he puts that ball exactly where he has to put it, and a great catch by Freitas over the shoulder.
That is a heck of a football play by both teams. Mickle was there putting pressure on Weaver. There was pretty doggone good coverage downfield by Aaron Cruz, and Weaver under all of that threw a perfect pass. And Jim, we've talked about it before. You cannot defend a perfectly thrown football, and that has to fall into that category.
Well, this is 2 weeks in a row, Mike. We've seen a great pass come in with great defense, and you're going to take a look here as he's going down the field now. The closing is coming up a little bit more by the deep back, but I'll tell you what, that stretch right there, as you see, Weaver knew he had to put it out there a little bit farther than he wanted to, but that stretch by Freitas just made the catch a perfect catch.
Colin Freitas caught a touchdown pass last week against Central. It was his first since catching 3 in their season opening win against CB West. So now he has 5 touchdown receptions on the season. He is the team's leading scorer.
As you see, 4 plays, 35 yards, and a minute 26 to get that 22-yard touchdown pass done. Mike, the most impressive thing about Freitas I've read is the fact he's averaging almost 28 yards per catch. And you can see why now after that catch right there.
Well, he's one of the guys that came into this program, and he certainly gave them another weapon. You talked about it earlier in the season in the game. I believe it was the Durham game. Something that Freedom has lacked maybe throughout the years is that big play capability. That's certainly not the case this year. Kick into the end zone. Canaries will have it from their own 20 in a world of trouble here now, down 28-0.
Well, the other thing, Mike, is when you look at the offensive people, Ben Rep and Mike Scully, they love to throw the football. And that's the thing that they, this is tailor-made. Joe Weaver is tailor-made. It's a great marriage. He's tailor-made for them. They're tailor-made for him. And they got the receivers now to really complement him. So that whole thing put together puts yourself in a great offensive position.
Quay will bring the Canaries to the line of scrimmage. He has a trips formation to his right. And he looks to option in that direction, tucks and runs, but runs into the waiting arms of Christian O'Connor, number 60.
You take a look at Coach Poloni there. Coach Millen right next to him.
Yep, Coach Millen right to his right.
Well, the other thing, Mike, and you get in conversations with people a lot of the time about this kind of thing, these guys are knowing what it means to coach now. I mean, not that they didn't know before, but you are going bare bones coaching right now. And anybody can coach some kids that are real talented. You get a group that's not as talented and try to coach them. That's when you have your work cut out for them. And these guys are really doing an outstanding job so far this year with them.
Here's Quay trying to loft it into the arms of Mickle, and it falls incomplete.
You got to give credit to a guy that, he's never played quarterback before. You got him in a situation here. This is the toughest league in the state, by some standards. And he's coming in here playing quarterback, Justin Quayle. as you know, a second nature, a second thought, and he's not doing a bad job here for the Canaries.
Clock stopped with 5:23 to go here in first half. Quay looked like he was going to run, decides to go up top, and he'll have that one intercepted. Good adjustment in that secondary by Patrick Collins. Number 23, Deshaun Serrano.
Serrano played that very, very well. Played that center field out there. You're going to take a look at it here. See Quay going back and throw that pass up in the air, and he just takes it, tucks it in, falls to the ground. Another possession here for the Patriots.
7th interception of the season for Freedom, first for Serrano. And he becomes the 7th different player with an interception. And a team-high 3, or a season-high 3, in their second game of the year against Deer. If they picked off a couple last week in that loss to Central Catholic. Weaver keeps it on the ground with Isaiah Wright. Maybe a yard. Shamar Mickle waiting there and making the stop. Weaver to throw on 2nd and 9. This time runs out, jukes a couple of defenders, goes to Riddick unsuccessfully. Good pressure all the way around by the Canary defense.
That's what happened that time. You know, Weaver got some heat, couldn't really wait for things to happen there, had to get out of the pocket for a second, and then throws that one away. But first time they've really gotten the pressure on him to make him do something.
Menson Martin was in there, number 26, as was Nelson Torres. Third down and 9. Blitz comes off the corner. Weaver gets rid of it just in time. And here is a hustling Isaiah Wright. Terrific run after the catch. He is brought down by David Gibbs, but not before he is well into Allen territory.
Good call by the offensive staff again. Let that pressure come in. Weaver waits for the absolute last second. You're going to see it here as the pressure is coming off the corner, and he gets away. Gets that ball away to Wright, as Wright does a nice job of getting himself upfield. Very nice run by Isaiah Wright, showing you why that offensive rushing game has come together for the Pates. This quarter brought to you by Kleckner & Sons, Whitehall and Emmaus. 2 locations to serve you.
Here's Wright again, this time on the toss, picking his way through the Allen defense. He's to the 3 and finally brought down at the 1-yard line by number 24, Chris Jackson.
The Patriots right now having their way with that defensive line. Right side of that offensive line doing a good job of blocking that time for Wright. There you see Weaver's stats on the evening. 6 for 9, 140 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
They'll go to the first back this time. Zanoni now in at fullback. Or that's Mike Muzica. Zanoni is the tight end.
Second down and goal.
As you take a look at Weaver going into his Patriot huddle. Done a lot, got a lot of experience under his belt this past couple years. You can tell that the poise he shows this year as a senior.
Right this time with Muzica paving the way, and he is up over the top and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, once again, good job by that offensive line as Isaiah Wright goes in for the score. And the Pates go up 34-zip here with 3:11 to go. Take a look at it here. Once again, that offensive line, good job up the middle, creating that opportunity for Isaiah Wright.
Extra point is up and it is good, 35-0. And if Allen is unable to get on the board here in the final 3:11 of this half, that does invoke the mercy rule. And, you know, I'm wondering again, Jim, and, you know, we've openly discussed that mercy rule. And, you know, I'm wondering, you know, I don't know that that's what Allen needs here in this situation. This is an inexperienced football team, and I know they're getting it handed to them here 35-0. But, I mean, they need downs. They need plays. He has 24 seniors on that team. You know, maybe 14 or 15 of them are playing their first year of organized football, and I don't know that the mercy rule is what Andy Poloni wants right now.
Right. I would say it probably is not.
I would say no.
Definitely not, because, you know, you're right. He wants these kids to get experience.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing of it is, when you have a group like he has, practice is practice, and it's not much of a practice because you don't have a lot of skilled kids. So your practices can't be that intense. He needs to have kids perform in game conditions to see how they're performing. And that's the thing that hurts you with the mercy rule, because you don't get that time.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, again, I understand it. I know why it's there, but I'm just not so sure that, you know, it works all the time. Right now, 9 carries, 55 yards, has scored a couple of touchdowns, following up that terrific effort from a week ago where he carried 16 times for 119 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. So 4 scores on the year this year for Isaiah Wright, and they're coming in his last 2 ball games. Jeff Schaefer, a busy first half. Kickoff fielded by David Gibbs once again.
Well, the other thing, Mike, is you take a good look there at David Gibbs is, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to these kids who are out here for Allen. You know, there's a lot of kids walking around the halls of Allen High School that are telling you how good they could be if they were playing football, but they're not playing football. And that's the thing that, you know, as an educator, you know, that always gets in my crawl all the time. But, you know, you can talk it, but let's see you go out here and try to do something about it. You know, the kids might be down, you know, by a big score and be down, in a lot of talent, but they certainly aren't down in heart, and that's the thing you got to give them credit for.
As we flash that score up there against that full moon here on a gorgeous night at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium, someone has to explain to me what's going on in the Colonial. Salisbury, they just beat Wilson. Now they're down 21-0 to Caddy at the half. There's some interesting things going on there. I'll leave you with that thought in a minute, Jim. Let's visit with Regina.
You guys are talking about the Allen Canaries and the numbers that they have. 63 now on their roster, but Coach Poloni said, you know, we started out with more in camp August 13th. We have made some progress, not as much as he wants to, but, you know, the kids that are here, the kids that are still playing every week, every day at practice, are the kids that want to be here. They want to learn the game. They want to do well. They want to respect and support their program and their school. So he said, the kids that I have, I couldn't be happier with.
Well, and that has been the positive to the first-year experience for head coach Andy Poloni. Quay rolling to his left, buys some time. That pass in and out of the hands and intercepted. I believe that is Ryan Tress on the interception, but I had gotten a number change on him earlier in the year that he was 24. And we'll go with Ryan Tress because I have not been informed otherwise.
Good job off the famous tip drill. Mike, we talk about that all the time. That tip drill works wonders, and it just tipped it right into the hands of Tress as Martin drags him out of bounds.
Tress's second interception of the season, so he takes over the team lead. 7 different players with at least one. Tress leading the way with 2. Mark with Micah, Higgins, Zanoni, Pompey with interceptions prior to this evening's ball game.
Timeout. Allen. It's their second of the half.
Canaries charged with a timeout here, and how many times? The third time this first half that they did not have the proper amount of players out there. And those are the things that you go through. And Andy Poloni's well aware of it. He says, Mike, it's his shirt away. It's about us. He says we have to get better in things. We have to learn our assignments and whatever it takes to become a better football program. Let's visit with Regina.
Guys, I am here with two very special guests. They are the Faculty Coaches of the Week. It's a new program head coach Jason Roeder started this year, Donna Roman and Jen Daly, and they actually participated all week long with the Freedom Patriots. Jonna, tell us about your experience.
At first it was a little intimidating, and then the kids, you could tell, really wanted us to be there, so it just got to be a lot of fun to hang out with them, see what they do every day.
Jen, what actually did you do all week? I know it started with film session, I believe.
We started with the film session. We got to go to a couple practices. The kids actually showed us some routes, got to learn a little bit. Coach Roeder included us on what they were doing for the day. We didn't quite understand it, but he included us anyway. But it was just a great opportunity to see the kids out in the field, out of the classroom, just in a different light.
I was going to say, Coach Roeder started this because, getting the faculty, wanting everyone involved. How much did you know about football beforehand, and how much are you fans now?
I think we knew enough to enjoy the game on a very surface level. And at one point, some of the kids called us out on the field. Will Valecki called us out on the field, and he was actually showing us some of the routes that they run. And it made it really more exciting for us and made it easier for us to sort of interact a little bit more.
I know, being down here on the field tonight, who's calling those touchdown plays? Is it you guys?
It's definitely both of us.
We like to say it's us.
Yes, it's both of us.
All right, guys, back up to you. They had a great week, but now they're enjoying themselves down on the sidelines.
Well, they just dialed up another one, Regina, as Weaver has found his main man again. That's Youssef Reddick, who's into the end zone once again here this evening. When you hear that story, Jim, and I don't want to take anything away from this touchdown, but another reason why you really get the sense that Jason Roeder has a very successful coaching career in front of him.
Oh, yes, he does. And they're doing a lot of successful things at Freedom. New principal, Mike Laporta this year. Fred Harris, still the athletic director, doing a great job. But Jason gets a lot of people involved, and it's a great program. Those are two of the younger teachers there in the building, and I happen to know Jen because she played softball at Moravian. It's a very successful program down there. She wants to be at Freedom. She wants to be involved with the kids. It's a great program, and gets people involved. They want the students at the game. They want the faculty. So
defense.
That's a very productive
penalty
thing.
On the kickoff.
Heard that penalty explained. That kick was good, and then running into the kicker will be assessed on the kickoff. 3 plays, 32 yards, 27-yarder. Weaver to Reddick, and Weaver now with 4 touchdowns passing in this football game. Second time on the year he has been able to do that. Opened the year, as we mentioned, 7 for 12, 311 yards, and 4 TDs against CB West.
We'll take a look at it here. Good. This time almost a 5-step drop as he hits him with a picture-perfect pass. Reddick does a nice job taking that ball in, sidesteps the tackler, and then goes in for the touchdown.
Let's go back to Regina.
Guys, Jeff Schaefer just ran right by me. Quick switched his tees. He just had the roughing the kicker call. His face is a little grimace, not too happy with, I'm sure, but he looked okay. He's back out in the field. This is busy, minute and a half here during his game, but he does it very well.
Yes, he sure does. He's a real weapon for this team. Mentioned how he had 15-point afters coming in, also a field goal. Perfect on all his extra points so far as Freedom enjoying a 42-0 lead. They'll take that. 1:05 to go. Their fans have been having a ball as well. Very comfortable evening here. I guess unless you're wearing the canary and blue for Allen, it can't be too comfortable over there. Schaefer's kick fielded by Ray Gonzalez. Rochester, that is, Jeff Rochester, who's been back there, 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore.
And he comes up limping a little bit there off of that return. Well, the Canaries will get another chance here with 59.4 seconds to see what they can do offensively here before the half ends.
Canaries last year, 1 win in 10 games, 1-9. Their lone win was a shutout victory over crosstown rival Deeroff. Martin on the carry, Lee in on the stop. First of two here if you're watching this live on a Friday evening. Whitehall Nazareth coming your way same night at 10 o'clock. Of course, tomorrow we're over at Lehigh University. Lehigh Mountain Hawks hosting the Crimson of Harvard. That promises to be a very exciting football game live tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Harvard picked number 3 in the Ivy League preseason. Quay, I'm not sure that play was by design. I don't know if that was, he was supposed to throw, hand it off, but that is the way this first half will end. When we return in the third, that clock will keep on running. We're in the mercy roll. Freedom heading to the locker room, leading 42-0.
Hey, football fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE kickoff sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department, and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Put some color in your world with a new floor from Mohawk Color Center. We've earned our name by bringing style and beauty to some of the finest homes in the world, something Mohawk has been doing for over a century. For the greatest selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and even ceramic tile, from a name you can trust, Mohawk Color Center. Flooring made simple.
Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
Hi, I'm Bob Sem, head coach here at Phillipsburg High School. Today's skill set, we're going to talk about the quarterback drops on a pass. The 3-step drop, the 5-step drop, and the 7-step drop. We're going to demonstrate to you the importance of getting back, setting your feet to be able to throw. On the 5-step drop, it's going to be a lot quicker than the 7, and obviously the 3 is quicker than the 5. All right, we have Mike Crosley here at quarterback and Sammy Hall, the center. And again, on the quick, Sammy's going to step forward because we want to get separation. We don't want to give ground so that the quarterback feels pressure because he's only going to take a 3-step drop for quick posts or quick outs. All right? Let's demonstrate how he's going to step with his right foot, cross over, step with your right, cross over with his left, plant his right foot, and he's ready to throw. That's on the quick out, the quick post. He's now ready to throw the ball, and it's important. Now on a 5-step drop, they're a little longer pass, and he's going to give a little more time. So now he opens, crosses over, goes back one more, right, and then crosses over and plants his foot. And now he's 5-step drop, he's ready to throw the ball. Now that's for a longer pass, a 15-yard out or maybe a post or whatever we might be running. And then there is a 7-step drop, which we very seldom use, but there is, and it would be the same as what we did there, but it would be 7 steps. So basically, we use a 3 and a 5-step drop probably 99% of the time. So that's the skill set for today, and I hope that it helps some of you maybe get better steps and better understanding how to get set with your feet and throw the ball.
The These days I leave my car at home. I ride the bus, the smart choice.
Atlanta Metro is the comfortable, fast, clean, and low-cost way to make your way around the valley.
Atlanta Metro, the smart choice.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's halftime show, brought to you on Service Electric and 2 Sports. Tonight down on the field for your listening and enjoyment, we bring to you the William Allen High School Marching Band. Sit back and enjoy the band. there you have the William Allen High School Marching Band. For the second half of tonight's entertainment, we bring to you the Freedom High School Patriot Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Michael Morin. He's assisted by Daniel Zettelmoyer. And down on the field, under the direction of drum major Allison Ruth, we bring to you the Freedom High School Patriot Marching Band. Sit back and enjoy.
leads with the permission for the band and is simply entitled Irish Medley, arranged by Andrew Johnson. The band is on the field by running around the crew, and by her on the floor. And for the band of House, and band president of the crew, the Freedom High School Patriot Band, and Julia Rose.
Okay, and there you have the Freedom High School Marching Band. That's going to conclude tonight's halftime festivities. And we'll be back for the second half of tonight's game right after these messages.
The Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem has served the needs of its customers for over a century. We want to help you save money on your prescriptions by offering the Family Care Plan. By enrolling in this program, you get the benefit of discounted pricing even if you are not covered by an HMO prescription plan. Individual membership is only $35 a year, and family membership is only $50 a year. Call us today at 610-866-0709 or stop by the Family Prescription Center today to enroll in the Family Care Plan and start saving.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!
Did you know that routine maintenance can add years to the life of your garage door? While repairs and adjustments should only be made by a qualified technician, take a few moments each month to inspect and test your door, following the instructions in your owner's manual.
Brought to you by ABE Doors and Windows, the Valley's garage door headquarters for sales and selection, along with routine maintenance and expert guaranteed repairs. ABE Doors and Windows, because quality doesn't cost, it pays.
Hi, this is Mike Mittman. Are you looking for a vehicle like brand new, only 1, 2, 3 years old? Do what I do. Come to Eberhard Motors. Isn't that right, Eric?
That's right, Mike. We've been saying that for years. At Eberhard Motors, I handpick only the best, and there's nothing here I wouldn't put in my own driveway.
And Eric, don't forget, all the cars are Advanced Stars certified and ready to roll right off the lot.
Of course I know, Mike. I'm the owner.
Eberhard Motors, been here doing it right for over 80 years.
No matter where you live, East Penn, Parkland, Whitehall, Copley, Northwestern, Northampton, Salisbury, Catasauqua, or Bethlehem, the press delivers. No matter where you live, East Penn, Parkland, Whitehall, Copley, Northwestern, Northampton, Salisbury, Catasauqua, or Bethlehem, the press delivers.
Halftime continues here from Bethlehem Area School District Stadium. Our first half highlights presented by D. Cressman Insurance Agency, and obviously all going to be involving the two men black. They got off to that quick start. Weaver finding Mike Zanoni for the first of his 4 first half touchdowns. Yusef Reddick then over the top. I believe that was on 3rd and 15. Weaver making another terrific throw. Isaiah Wright scoring the first of his first 2 half touchdowns. But this is a terrific football play here. I don't know that you can draw it up much better than that. Freitas on the catch. Weaver laying it out there, which there was good coverage, good pressure on the quarterback. Right over the top for his second. Weaver then again. Reddick, a nice job. He has some quick feet. He's a point guard on the basketball team for Joe Stellato. And your first half highlights being brought to you by Overhead Door Company, the genuine, the original. Halftime statistics, and not a surprise to see them weighted heavily on that right side, Jim Wills.
Oh, yeah, not at all, Mike. And the passing yards you would expect at 167. The rushing yards, as we talked about how last week they really did a good job getting the rushing game going, so that's up there at 125. And Allen having a struggle to run that ball and pass the ball as well. So, you know, you look at the total yards, it's not a pretty picture whatsoever. Time of possession would be something that would really throw you off with only Freedom having the ball 10 minutes, but they made the most of when they had that football. 2 turnovers, probably another thing that has plagued Allen all season long.
Well, Joe Weaver, as we have talked about all year long, is giving a lot of teams fits and will continue to give opposing defenses a lot of fits. He's quick with his feet. He's got a good feel there as we take a look at some of his exploits in this first half. But Jimmy has great vision, and he's spreading the ball around. He has a wealth of receivers, which is what we've talked about throughout this regular season.
Yes, he is spreading the ball around. You see Freitas with the great grab right there. And the thing of it is, Mike, he's got confidence in his receivers. Reddick has done a good job of being, getting himself open. Freitas gets himself open. And we talked about Valecki, who started the game on a reverse, being one of the receivers that has done a great job for him as well. So he's confident. The summer's been very good for him. He's done a lot of passing camps. And, you really see now, as we look at the Walters, a great play of the game, obviously, is going to be the catch by Valecki and the toss by Weaver.
That's a great play of the game. That could be a great play of the night. Pressure defensively, coverage in the secondary, and just a perfectly thrown football by Weaver to Freitas for the Freedom touchdown. 1 of 6 in this first half. 5 different receivers catching at least one pass in this first half for Freedom. And Jim, I don't know that it wasn't so far or long ago that you wouldn't find 5, 6, 7 receptions in an entire game for a Freedom passing attack.
No, that's a great point, Mike. And we talked about it in the past. A lot of times there was a one-man band. I know last year they ran the ball a lot with Singley, and the year before that they really didn't have too much of a passing game going as well. But Weaver's taken some lumps as a sophomore and a junior, and now he's come back. And it's his confidence back there that has created the opportunities that those receivers have. And like I said, those 2 guys that are on that offensive staff, they create great opportunities for him.
Well, and for Allen, let's talk Andy Poloni and his staff now. I mean, obviously this, going to be a difficult season. There were 3 to 4 occasions in this first half where, not only missed assignments, but not having the proper personnel. I thought I saw just 9 players on the field on that one play that, so, I mean, obviously these are the things and the growing pains they have to endure, but it's pretty obvious that this Allen team is so inexperienced with all aspects of the game of football.
No, you're right, Mike, and that's got to be a tough locker room to go into, because where do you start? Do you start with the formations where people are out of position? Do you start with the positions when people are 9 people on a punt return or a punt team? Where do you start with that? And you got to start, I think, and just go from the small stuff to the bigger stuff and work your way up, and come out here and move the chains. I want you to put together 3 consecutive drives to move the chains. And as crazy as that sounds, that's probably something that would be very, very refreshing to them, to get everybody on the same page for an extended period of time.
Reddick in the first half for Freedom, 3 catches, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Patriots will be looking ahead. They have some very big games, and as we mentioned, the only game away from this stadium will be Nazareth, so they still have an opportunity, and I think a lot of people are interested to see how this Freedom program reacts with that stretch coming up. Of course, they have Easton. They have a very good Northampton team. They have traditional close with Liberty, which game will be sky high. But one of the things that Coach Roeder talked with us pretty extensively about pregame was his team playing with emotion, his team playing with passion, and doing it on every play. It sounds like an easy thing to talk, but we're around it enough. The mediocre teams play 75% of the plays. The great teams play them all.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen now, Mike, if you look at the whole LVC and the scheduling the way it is, you look at the second half of the season, you're going to look at a lot of teams, you're going to call them spoiler teams. And I look at Freedom, and I call them one of those. I look at a situation with Becca. Everybody's counting Becca out. Don't count Becca out either. They could be a spoiler team down the stretch. Big game with Liberty next week. Freedom has that game with Liberty at the end of the year. You look at some of those other teams that are going to predict what's going to happen to the upper echelon down the stretch. And I would be, if I was a coach on the other side, those are the kind of teams I would be afraid to play coming down the stretch, the Freedoms, the Beccas, because they have the potential any given night to be very good and beat you. And so those are the things that I think Jason Roeder's got a good thing going here, and they came out tonight and showed that they are still hungry and still want to get involved offensively.
Rest of the action in the Lehigh Valley Conference this season. Liberty is at Deerhoff, Whitehall at Nazareth. Our second game will air tonight at 10 o'clock, and Northampton is at Parkland. In the Colonial League, Palisades at Bangor. The Pirates, all of a sudden, right, very much back in that race for the Colonial League. Salisbury at Catasauqua. The Roughies were leading that one 21-0.
Oh, Mike, you know, the Pirates starting 0-2 and now back in the hunt. You know, they just, that Colonial League, you know, talk about every game, every night, somebody's going to be able to do something. And, you know, they woke up a few people last week with a lot of those upsets, and it's continued on this week.
How about the last Friday night? Salisbury beating Wilson 0-3 against 3-0.
Palmerton went down last week as well. Another good team.
Southern Lehigh. I mean,
Southern
go
Lehigh
figure.
with a win last week. And, you know, Wilson going down. So you had a lot of different things happening. And, you know, people counted out of that race that lost that first week. Penargil now back in the hunt as well. Lost in that first weekend to Saucon Valley. And all of a sudden, everybody thought they were back.
Northern Lehigh.
Yep. And now, you know, they come back last week against Northern Lehigh and do a good job. So very, very competitive Colonial League. And it is very, very competitive Lehigh Valley Conference. You know, you take away one or two of the teams, and everybody else in that top upper echelon is very, very competitive.
Other Colonial League games tonight, Northern Lehigh at Notre Dame of Green Pond, and Saucon Valley is at Northwestern. Let's go down and visit with Regina.
Guys, I got to speak with both head coaches at halftime. Jason Roeder of Freedom told me, you know, I'm happy with the score. Obviously, his team's up 35-0 right now, but I won't be truly happy until I go back and look at the film. We came into this game saying we want to play perfect football. So unless, you know, he goes back, looks at the film, sees what his players, if they're in the right position, if they're running the right things. He also said that, you know, I'm not going to be picky, so we're having a good game, but it's all going to be afterwards. Well, Coach Poloni, I just spoke with him coming out of the locker room. He said, we just have to keep things positive. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. Those third downs are killing us. We have Freedom in some good positioning, but then we're letting those third downs get away from us. So trying to stay positive on it, and he said there's no reason why we can't get at least one touchdown in this game tonight.
Well, and that will be the goal for Andy Poloni, the father of two. He and his wife Liz also have a son, Chris, who's in the Whitehall School District, and a football player there is the starting quarterback for the freshman team at Whitehall. And of course, his oldest son, Andy Jr., was the starter at Whitehall, and they're hoping to have him back in action as this year goes on. He got a special brace made, and he's going to give it a try. So here we go, second half. Canaries will have the football, but little time to work with either team, as that clock will start to run and continue now throughout this second half, except for special occasions. Canaries taking the field will start from their own 22-yard line.
You take a look at David Gibbs, number 5. He's been in on a lot of different things here tonight for the Canaries. Has done a very good job.
Quay remains the quarterback. He'll operate from the shotgun. Looking over the middle, and actually hit a defender, I believe. Number 31 was Ivan Encarnacion. Pass was intended for David Gibbs.
And the thing that you get hurt with, Mike, when you have a converted quarterback is you have somebody who's not comfortable with passing the football, and there you saw an example of what that leads to. And you know, he's throwing the football. It's a nice spiral, but he's not throwing it where he needs to throw it, the direction he needs to throw it, and how he needs to lead to throw it. And that comes with all those camps they have in the summer, all those passing camps that obviously he was not a part of because he wasn't a quarterback. So he started so much behind the 8 ball himself, so it's tough to get that pass position going.
Eric Johnson is split wide left. Canaries will keep it on the ground. Menson Martin getting the football, wrapped up defensively once again by Encarnacion. Looking ahead for Allen High School, they're home next week with Parkland at Emmaus. They'll play Central Catholic at J. Bernie Crum Stadium on October 20th. Play at Whitehall on October 26th. That'll be an interesting night if young Andy Poloni is back in the lineup. And, of course, their traditional close this year, Saturday, November 3rd against Deeroff. They have that scheduled for a 12 o'clock start. Here's Quay in a world of trouble. Throws and able to hang on to that football was number 6, Sadiq Shabazz.
Shabazz does a nice job there. He really had a tough pattern to run there and held on to that ball very, very well. Take a look at it here. You're going to see that, once again, the Patriots are putting a lot of pressure. That was a very tough catch. He came back all the way across his body to catch that football. Very athletic play.
Tyree Pompey in coverage to make the stop, but it'll bring up a 4th down. And it'll bring on the Canary punter, Dylan Van Spange. And that went off the side of his foot. That's only going to wind up being maybe a 10-12 yarder.
We take a look at some youngsters getting to take advantage of Frank Banco Field. The little girl trying to figure out, what is that stuff down there? This isn't like the grass we have at home, Mom. What is this? Why can't we get some of this?
Yeah, Daddy should get this. He wouldn't have to mow the lawn then. And we are going to see a new quarterback in for Freedom. A new arsenal of players. And number 25, Tristan Burke on the carry. Driven back by David Gibbs.
It looks like Ryan Tress at the quarterback controls now, Mike, and gives that toss outside, but no room for Burke to make it around that corner.
Antonio Arroyo in for Allen, actually credited with that stop, number 25. Loss of 3 on 1st down. Tress optioning to his left and makes a nice move upfield. Runs through a tackle. And that second effort may have netted a 1st down. Aaron Cruz into the ballgame defensively. Number of young players now on both teams. Cruz, a 10th grader.
Now, you take a look at this play again, Mike. Now watch number 24 come in here. Now you see that move? The game is not about brushing somebody off. The game is about hitting and tackling, and that's the case that Allen has really had problems with. You know, brushing somebody is not what the game is about. It's not flag. It's not two-hand touch. You got to hit people, and that's some of the things that concern Coach Poloni. That was a prime example right there.
No, it goes to the technique end of it. This ball on the turf, rolling forward, still loose. Freedom claiming possession. Now Allen is as well. And there's only one decision going to matter here. It's the guys in the striped shirt. Looks like the Patriots did come out of that with it. Thought I saw number 72, Mike Koshia, one of the last guys up off the pile. And the result of the play is a 1st down for Freedom. They're pretty good at those fumbles and good things happening. Remember, they scored a touchdown against Deeroff off a fumble. Tress on the keeper. Ryan Tress has played limited action behind Joe Weaver. He's attempted 3 passes, completed 1 of them.
Seems to have pretty good control of that huddle, though, Mike. Very confident when he walks out there. He's done a nice job on that option we saw before.
You're on, you're good.
This is Persinko on the carry. Antonio Arroyo, number 25, another stop.
A lot of people in there, Mike, for Allen that were not in there in the first half as well. A lot of guys getting a lot of action for the Canaries that weren't in first half action.
Tress's throw is complete far side to number 13, Joshua Fortin-Smith. Fortin-Smith is a 6-foot, 170-pound junior.
Throwing the ball at 42. You see there. Now, this is where a lot of people get in trouble. Ryan Tress throwing that football. You have people now saying to you, why, if you're up by this amount of points, are you throwing the football? Well, once again, you go back to that same thing. This is Ryan Tress's time to show what he can do, and this is Ryan Tress's time to get better at being a quarterback. So, obviously, part of being a quarterback is passing the football. Now, some people would say, you know, you're running up to score. Obviously, that's not the case here. You're just running the regular offense.
Some movement on this play. Not sure if it was induced. A couple of Allen players across the line of scrimmage.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense.
Is against
5
Allen.
yards. Still first down.
That reception by Fortin-Smith is second of the year. He had one against Parkland a couple of weeks ago for 17 yards. Third period being presented by Kleckner's Appliances with 2 locations to serve you, one in Whitehall and one in Emmaus. There's Burke on the carry, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Tristan Burke, a junior, 5'7", 150-pounder. Got a couple of carries on that drive and finally gets the Pates another touchdown there as he runs it in from the right side.
Tristan Burke's year included 4 rushes in their win against CB West. He also carried 3 times against Deeroff the week after. 7 carries, 16 yards. He's into the end zone for the first time this season.
You see a good look at the Allen coaching staff on the side there.
Schaefer remains perfect on the evening. The kick is up and good. 49-0 Canaries, showing that Allen, or 49-0 Freedom. Andy Poloni's assisted by Tim Churchill, Chris Kinane, Andy Millen, Eric Miller, Joe Pollock, Cecil Bernard, Tom Gerkic, Jerry Kresge, Robert Lofton, and Dan Putman.
As you take a look there at number 25, Tristan Burke. Once again, running in that touchdown for the Pates, and great job by Will Valecki there on the extra point to get that snap down. As you go 7 plays, the Patriots do. 40 yards, 5:39 on the clock. 4-yard touchdown run by Mr. Burke.
Patriots now with a season high 49 points. Previous best was against Deeroff, 48-0.
And you couldn't score any faster than they did as they scored on the opening kickoff that night. We'll get a good look at the new look helmets. For the Patriots this year.
Schaefer has a lot of foot, a lot of leg, I should say, as he gets another one into the end zone, and another one of the weapons that Jason Roeder and the Pates have this season. We continually put teams to start from their own 20. And you make a difficult job somewhat easier on your defense.
You're on, you're good. You're good.
31 points they allowed last week, I think may have been the big disappointment. They allowed 20 in a loss to Parkland, but by far the most that they had allowed in one game. Quay on the keeper. Positive yards on first down. As a matter of fact, good enough for a first down. Anthony Niley, number 17, along with Thomas Ludy on the stop. Ludy's a sophomore, backup quarterback and defensive back.
Yankees 5, Baltimore 2. Red Sox 3, Minnesota 0.
As you can hear, they're reading through the baseball scores. How about those Phillies, huh?
Oh, amazing. Put that city on fire with that streak that they've had.
Well, the scores they just gave, the Phils are leading and the Mets are losing, which would then put the Phils in first place by themselves. Quay's pass complete to Gibbs. Good run after the catch.
Well, this is what I talked about, them coming out at halftime. They're starting to move the chains and put some things together. You know, and that's what's nice about it. You can see the Allen coaches all together there over on the sidelines getting excited because they finally see some positivity coming out of that offensive line and those plays that they've been calling. Things have been going better as they've been lined up in the right position and been doing the right thing, creating a 2nd and 2 here.
Quay looking to throw, receiver open for a moment, but denied. And a good reaction defensively by Tom Ludy.
Ludy's doing a nice job out there. You see him, he's out there in a safety position. You take a look at him, he's going to come almost all the way across the field. There you take a look at it. Good job closing and puts the left hand out to knock that ball down.
Just cannot reiterate again what a valuable experience this is for second and third team players. That's a 10th grader getting an opportunity to play under the lights on a Friday night and, you know, really feel a varsity experience, and one that he has earned through his hard work through practice all week long. Here's Quay on the keeper. Twists his way, and he will have another first down as the Canaries convert on 3rd and short.
Good piece of running once again by Quay. Did a nice job of picking apart the line to see where the hole was.
Joe Liberati on the stop. Joe, number 35, back up at fullback and linebacker. And also a sophomore. One of 23 on their 70-player roster. 18 seniors, 29 juniors. Here's the sweep to Menson Martin. Does a nice job to slip a couple of would-be tacklers. And Jim, this Canary offense starting to gain a little momentum.
Well, all it takes is some positive yards gained, and that's what they've gotten here in this drive, which is a nice drive for them. Coach Roeder calling over some people. Wants to know what's going on out there defensively.
That's going to be the final play of this third quarter. Times are flying by. Freedom. 49-0 over Allen.
Caring teachers. Disciplined, safe, structured environment. College-bound students. Academic excellence. Values for a lifetime. All this and more. Do you want these things for your teenager? Bethlehem Catholic and Allentown Central Catholic. High schools of the Diocese of Allentown. Students who are learning to change the world.
Final 12 minutes up on the scoreboard. Let's go down and visit with Regina.
Coach Roeder has always talked about the character of his team. He likes it very much, especially some of the seniors. He said Dave Harvey, especially a defensive end for the Patriot team, actually lost his starting position in the beginning of the season. He worked so hard. He fought back. He didn't actually, sit down, or he kept his spirits going, came back into the game, started past couple of games. Last week had a great effort against Central Catholic, even though the Patriots did not come out with a win. So Dave Harvey's one of those leaders. He said, my senior class is quiet, but they are strong leaders. He's very happy with them, and I'm sure he'll be happy with their performance tonight as well.
Well, Harvey on the year, the team leader in sacks. He has one in this game. and 3 on the year, and he is one of the team's leading tacklers as well. And that's what the sport is all about, Jim, the ability to battle back from adversity. Hey, it's easy to go to practice and, you know, do all the things and play in a game when things are going your way. The true test of a competitor or a champion is, you know, when adversity hits, when it's not going your way. How do you react? And I really got the sense from Jason Roeder, that was one of the things that, you know, he wanted to see with his football team. And, you know, as he said, he'll go and look at the film of this one, but their true tests still lie on the horizon as they'll move to above 500 at 3-2. But I think at this point of the year, he was really hopeful to be 4-1, and that was a very realistic, and they were in position to be 4-1, perhaps for some mental breakdowns last week against Central.
Well, that's the thing that hurt them the most. I mean, they were in that position. It was not like they weren't in the game. It's not like they played a bad game. They were just in the driver's seat with very little time remaining, but they just couldn't get the job done in the 4th down category, and that really hurt them, and they end up losing that game. And that's one of the ones that I think he thought going into the year that would be a marginal game for us. If we can win that game and put us at 4-1 at this point, that would put us in a very, very good position down the stretch drive, and they couldn't come off with that one.
This ball thrown into the secondary. I'm not sure. It hung a little bit. Andrew Jones was in there, and then Eric Johnson, number 12, nearly had a chance to come up with a reception. Falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 8.
As you see, the first time that Quay went downfield real deep all night long. Coach Millen gave him the green light to send that ball down the field as far as it could go.
Allen playing in their 5th game of the year, has just 2 touchdowns on the season. Quay on the quarterback keeper gets 2 very good blocks downfield, one thrown by David Gibbs and another by Menson Martin. And Quay has enough for another Canary first down.
Now look at the excitement, Mike. That's what I'm saying. You talk about like little things being exciting things. They're wound up now because they're moving that football, and that's what we talked about. They got to come out in the second half, move those chains a couple times. We're not talking about big things. We're just talking about little things, and they've done that here. They've been very successful.
First and 10, Allen from the 24-yard line. High snap, Quay able to come down with it. Pass is complete to Cuesta, number 18.
Look at this step now. They even have a little bit more step in their movement, Mike. They just, you know, they're very excited that they've moved the ball. That pass, nice little pass outside. Coach Millen doing a nice job going down the field here with this offensive strategy.
Well, you look at the other spectrum, and you pointed out a good thing, Jim, with the excitement of the Allen coaching staff. They know how important, and perhaps a missed face mask on the end of the play. Those are the things that, you know, go against you when you're in, you know, the dilemma that the Allen program is in. Quay trying to get him into the end zone. Finds Gibbs, who maneuvers his way for maybe a 1-yard gain. They'll be faced with 3rd down and 4. Tom Higgins, number 27, on the stop. You know, and looking at that shot of the coaching staff, I couldn't help but think, Jim, they're in a situation that you can't look up at the scoreboard. And I don't think they are. I really do not think they are. They are diligently working to get this team into the end zone. Quay will go from the shotgun. Martin avoids one, but that will be all as he is taken down and will be short of a first down. Nice effort off the end by Orlando Vargas, number 86, Sean Reese.
Well, they're going to bring number 21 into the ball game, Jeff Rochester. He usually comes in as a running back. So we'll see what they come out with here. Trying to get this first down to salvage something out of the football game for themselves.
Some uncertainty for Rochester, and that will draw a flag. And again, the problems that you have if you're now...
Dead ball. Delay on the offense.
See, and I just
penalty, still fourth down.
Pointed that out to you, Mike, that they brought him in 21 from the sidelines, Jeff Rochester, and lined up on the wrong side. By the time they switched him back, you got a penalty on your hands.
Final quarter being brought to you by Kleckner's Appliances, with 2 locations to serve you, one in Whitehall and one in Emmaus. There are so many little things that unless you are there at practice and in meetings and in games, that I don't think the casual fan can understand. You know, Rochester probably a player that should maybe play more, but you know, assignments are very, very much a part of this game. It's not just talent. Quay now on 4th and 9. And he'll not have an opportunity. He'll get sacked. Number 70, Jawan Baker, a sophomore, 6 foot, 185. And that will end that threat. Let's go down on the field in Regina.
Thanks, Mike. I'm joined with Athletic Director here at Freedom, Fred Harris. It's homecoming tonight. A lot of things going on, Fred. Talk a little about that tonight.
Well, we're really excited at Freedom this weekend. Obviously, it's homecoming. We're welcoming back some of our recent graduates. But more importantly, the spirit of Freedom is just really exciting this weekend. We had a pep rally today. Elvis was in the building. The kids, the student section showed up in full force tonight behind us. Just really excited all the way around. You know, our soccer team this Friday had a big win over Emmaus in double overtime. So, you know, we're real pleased with all the energy and enthusiasm that the Freedom community has shown in the last few weeks here, and Coach Roeder's got us on the right track again tonight, so we're real happy.
I'm going to say, after 2 tough wins, you know, you have to be happy seeing the football team pick it up, you know, and come out here and show their stuff tonight.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been rough. The Parkland football game, we were in it for a half, and then that really good blocking scheme of Coach Morgan just wore us down in the second half, but bounced back. Great game against Central, and 4th and 11, they scored a touchdown to beat us in the last 2 minutes, so real happy with the way they bounced back. It's a great group of kids. A lot of great athletes in this bunch. Joey Weaver's doing a great job of quarterback this year. We have a good tailback in Isaiah Wright, and the Freitas boys catching balls. Valecki, you know, then I could go on and on. Zanoni, just guys making quality plays in clutch situations. And, you know, hopefully we come out here 3-2 tonight and go next week.
You guys have a lot going on. I know homecoming weekend ends tomorrow night with a dance that's themed.
Oh, yeah, Vegas Nights is the theme. That's why Elvis was there on Friday at the pep rally. But we're expecting 1,000 kids at that dance. Our homecoming coordinator, Carrie McAndrew, and Jody Evans done a tremendous job. They'll be there until midnight, 1 o'clock, decorating the school. We're going to deck out the entire old gym at Freedom, and it's just going to be exciting for our kids on Saturday.
Guys, a lot of things going on here at Freedom High School. Of course, they're positive. We'd like to congratulate the soccer team on their big win, but we'll go back up to you for now.
First of the half.
All right, thanks, Regina. And Fred Harris, one of a number of terrific athletic directors here in the Lehigh Valley. We thank him for all of his help throughout the year. He does a terrific job. We saw Stephen Cooper carry for Freedom. Devin Robinson, number 39, is the young man who came up with that fumble recovery. Time now to meet our Yakos player of the game. He is Freedom quarterback Joseph Weaver, and he's the center of this whole deal. And as we mentioned, Jim, he is and will continue to give opposing teams a lot of problems.
Well, he does. And you saw those statistics there, 7 out of 10 tonight. And, you know, he's just been pinpoint accuracy all night long, had an outstanding game, and he's having a great senior season.
Monday morning, first caller after 9 o'clock, 610-434-7833. Please hit 0, get an operator, and speak to someone and identify Joe Weaver as our Yakos player of the game. You'll win a gift certificate from the good folks from Yakos. Second time this season, Weaver has thrown for 4 touchdowns. Canaries after the turnover, handing to Gibbs, and he has thrown for a couple of yard loss. First man there was Jack Carvalho. Carvalho's a junior, 5'8", 210.
Well, we got one more shot here for the Canaries to try to see what they can do offensively before they close the evening out.
Away from the shotgun. Buys a little more time and finds his receiver, Cuesta. Placed on the reception. We're under 3 minutes to go. Liberty beating Durham 37-0. Hurricanes giving the area national recognition, ranked in the top 25 according to ESPN national polls among high school teams. Quay, another good job handling the snap from center, gets a block on the outside, bounces it east to the 20, and driven out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 16. And now a marker coming in, it appears to be against Freedom. Chisholm Alozzi, on the stop, number 20.
Now this is going to be in favor of the Canaries right here.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, half the distance, first down.
Personal foul against Freedom. Half the distance to the goal.
Well, that'll move the football to the Freedom 8-yard line. Quay on the keeper. He's to the 5. Shamar Mickle and I believe Menson Martin are the only two to score touchdowns this year for Allen. Canaries looking for a victory of different kinds, obviously, in this scenario. The only way they can stop that clock is to call a timeout. They have 2 of them remaining. Second and goal from the 5. Quay with 3 receivers to his right. Gibbs joins him in the backfield. And they swing it into the hands of David. Hits the line of scrimmage with some authority and pushes the pile to the 4.
Nice play call that time. He just couldn't get that block out there on the corner to get him a little bit of a crack to get upfield with, Mike.
Quay looking back to the weak side. Pass incomplete, intended for Vic Cuesta. And now Allen calling a timeout, stopping the clock with 20 seconds.
Allen.
Well, once again, the timing off on that pattern right there. You know, it's just, you know, you're trying to do something with people who haven't been in that position before. It's an awfully tough thing to do, but you know, they got a timeout here now. They're going to be able to organize themselves, get pretty much everybody on the same page as to what's going on.
Well, this scoring drought goes back even into last year. Kevin Ronalds wrapping up his 10th year as head coach of Allen, now an assistant at Palisades. But they scored just 16 touchdowns a year ago. They were shut out by Liberty, Easton, and Parkland. One of the games they were able to get on the board was this game. These 2 teams played a good one last year. Freedom surviving 28-21.
Never over.
Anthony Cruz, Reggie Gardner, the team's leading scorers a year ago, each of them with 5 touchdowns. 4th and goal from the 4. Quay looking left. Throws intended for Gibbs, and it falls incomplete, and the Patriots will hold Tom Higgins in coverage, number 27. And time will expire on that final play, so Freedom will up its record to 3-2, winning by a final of 49-0. The Patriots on the road next Friday will be at Al Erdesy Field to take on Northampton, a 7 o'clock start. And for Allen High School, they will be home on Friday as they will host Parkland, also a 7 o'clock start. That will do it for tonight's football game as Allen falls to 0-5. Patriots improving to 3-2. First of two tonight at 10 o'clock if you're watching this live on a Friday evening, Whitehall and Nazareth. And of course tomorrow afternoon we have Lehigh and Harvard live, and then tomorrow later in the day we have same-day coverage of Muhlenberg and Johns Hopkins. That will be another good football game as well. For Jim Wills, Regina Patochny, Ryan Ware, our capable spotter, Boyd Ewell, our spotter, I should say Ryan Ware, our capable stat guy. For all of us here at 2 Sports, along with Donnie Long, our director and producer, I'm Mike Zambelli. Thanks for watching Lehigh Valley Conference football. Have a great night.
go get Yaakov. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yaakov for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yaakov hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yaakov. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yaakov's, an Allentown tradition.
Hey, football fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE kickoff sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
A lot of companies say they'll customize your home, but at Spectrum Homes, we actually do. From floor plan to facade, from carpentry to cabinetry, your fingerprint is on every part of the blueprint. After all, your home is an expression of who you are, your wants, your needs, and your lifestyle. Spectrum Homes. The difference is in the details.
The preceding has been a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.